chasing shadows till the sun. Feel the engine steady hum. A new day has begun.
Sometimes it's a ride, a text, a smile. Are you okay? Those tiny things add up more than you think. You're not here just to survive your own story. You're here to make someone else's story a little lighter too.
Feel the engine steady hum. A new day has begun. And we're floating through the night. Everything will be alright. Finding hope in fading light. Our own brand new start inside.
Holy fuck! My arms! Pimple that from hell, dude. But today would be the perfect day for tanning. I don't want to get a scar. I manifested this for the last several days, actually.
Over the last few weeks, I've been seeing a lot of turtles getting smashed in the road. Every time I'd drive past one, I'd make a silent prayer that next time I'd get there in time to save one. So when I saw this little guy in the middle of the street, I didn't want to pass up a chance to see my prayers answered. I quickly pulled over and ran out to get him before another car came by. My grandparents live just down the road, so I took this as an opportunity to go see them and get some advice on what to do with my new friend.
It's in the middle of the road.
I don't know if he belongs, if he'll come out. Short to park. So what have you been doing?
I just left the gym. I found in the road.
Yeah, so
Where do you think I should put him?
you linger up north,
In the marsh?
close to it.
After hanging out with my grandparents and talking turtle logistics, I ended up just bringing him back home with me. Somewhere on that drive, he officially became Turt the Turtle.
I got a new friend! You tired yourself out? Huh? Look. Watch out, he might snap your ass. Why are you hiding?
I made breakfast and set him up to hang out for a bit. He's honestly a pretty cute turtle. I considered keeping him in the yard, but he is also extremely boring, just sitting there staring, barely moving. Still, there was something kind of nice about having this tiny, silent little friend in the corner. When he started trying to climb out of his box and the dogs started barking at him. For a minute, I stopped to consider how Turt felt. He might not appreciate being kidnapped, and might even think I was going to cook him for breakfast. My grandparents told me to bring the turtle out to St. Andrew's Cemetery, by the old Ashantilly house. It's genuinely one of the most beautiful places in this old town. Ashantilly isn't just some random, pretty marsh house to me. It was built in the early 1800s by my ancestor Thomas Spalding as his mainland home. His dad was from a Scottish family, and his mom was a McIntosh, granddaughter of John McIntosh Moore, one of the Highland Scots who came over from around Inverness and helped found Darien back in 1736, when this was still just a rough little outpost. Darien is Georgia's second oldest city, and my family has been woven into this place pretty much from the beginning. Soldiers, landowners, and a lot of regular people just trying to survive the marsh and the tides. St. Andrews started as our family burial ground next to Ashantilly, and later the whole community could be buried here, not just the Spaldings. So when I'm driving this one tiny turtle down the same road my ancestors used, past the same tabby walls and live oaks they walked under, It doesn't feel like just dropping off a stray animal. It feels like bringing something small and fragile back into a story my family has been part of for almost 300 years.
Buddy. Turt. I know we haven't had much time together, buddy. And I know I don't want to cut it short, but to be honest, you're a little boring. You're such a good turtle. You know, I think you'd be really good friends with Randolph. I don't know, man. Randolph doesn't have a whole lot of shade. Yeah, I do think you would like it here.
The first person laid here was Thomas Spaulding's mother, and almost 2 centuries later, nearly 30 years ago, my grandmother was the last person buried in this tiny section. A few summers ago, my brother and I spent a whole day out here, doing heavy-duty weeding and scrubbing the tombstones. Being here reminds me of being a kid when my Nana would bring me to the section of the cemetery where her loved ones are buried, and I'd watch her take care of the grave sites of the people she loved. Earlier in the day, when I stopped by to show my grandparents Turt, my pop mentioned that he had some old sleeping bags that he'd only ever used once, about 45 years ago, when he took my dad hunting as a teenager, and that they've been in his workshop ever since. So after dropping Turt off at his new home, I went back over to their house to pick up those dusty sleeping bags.
I need to spread them out, maybe there ain't no varmints in it.
Yeah, I think I'll have to do that. That's probably it right there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
When I first pulled those sleeping bags out, you could smell and hear how old they were. The fabric had that stiff, crinkly sound that only comes from sitting for decades, but sleeping bags are expensive, and I've been wanting a good one. If these have held up just sitting there for 40+ years, they've got to be decent quality. On the drive home with Turt that morning, I started thinking about how cool it is to have anything sentimental passed down to me, especially something I will actually use.
Island? Yeah. That's that island with the camping all year.
If they're good sleeping bags, they wouldn't have been hard to give away. I'm sure my pop has known plenty of people who could have used them way more than I will over the last 45 years, which makes me think he kept them for a reason. My dad was in the military when I was growing up and spent years overseas, and even before that, they didn't really live together much when my dad was young. My pop spends a lot of time out in his shop, where he kept those sleeping bags, probably holding on to the memory of that one trip they took together. They went camping and hunting out on Sapelo Island, land that used to belong to my ancestor, Thomas Spaulding, and the island isn't easy to get to. You need a boat just to reach it, and then you're hiking through miles of woods and marsh to find a good spot to hunt and camp for the night.
This is the kind of area where you really have to, like, watch your back. It's just the grass. I know where the fuck I don't belong. I know this is probably one of those places. Don't belong here.
Everything will be alright. Finding hope in fading light. Our own brand new start inside.
Oh, I think a red bug just crawled into my leg. There are bugs out here that will dig holes into your skin and then live there. They're called red bugs. Red bugs. But it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. I don't need my legs. Bug can have them. Done. That's crazy though. There's bugs that actually live in your skin. Felt like a mosquito bite. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. It's a good thing I didn't drop dirt off here. There's so many predators. Holy shit! There's so many natural predators out here. There's red bugs, there's moths with fangs. I swear to God, there's moths with fangs out here. And I'm always hearing buzzing. There's always a bug waiting somewhere nearby, waiting to attack. Not much we can do about it. I'm hearing a whole lot of hostile squeaking and squawking out there. You gotta be vigilant when you're outside. It's dangerous out here. Oh! Oh!
Just south of Darien, there's Butler Island, out in the Altamaha River marsh. It started in the late 1700s and early 1800s as a big rice operation, with canals, dikes, and a mill. Today, only the tall brick chimney is left from that. In the 1920s, New York Yankees co-owner T.L. Houston bought it, built the White House everyone knows from Highway 17, and turned the island into a dairy and vegetable farm. That house burned in 2024, so now when you drive by, it's mostly marsh, the old chimney, and the ruins of what used to be there.
So this used to be a dairy farm, and they grew lettuce as well. Owned by Yankees. Yankee Doodle went to town, went to town, went to town. Yankee Doodle went to town, and something, something, something. Something, something, something. Yankee Doodle, Yankee, Yankee, Yankee. Yankee is actually an insult.
On my way home, I passed this little wooden building in Meridian named Hudson Hall. The Union Brothers and Sisters, a black mutual aid group, first organized out here in the 1880s. And after their original hall burned down, this one went up around 1900 as their meeting place, school, and gathering spot for the Hudson community on the creek. Now the paint is fading, the boards are soft, and the marsh grass and oaks are slowly closing in around it. When I drive these back roads and catch glimpses of other sagging porches and leaning houses tucked into the trees, it's not hard to imagine they're just as old as Hudson Hall. You can almost feel the lives that played out inside them. Laughter and arguments, prayers and meals ate. It's as if all the memories that were made out here are slowly being reclaimed by the trees and rooted into the dirt long after these old walls give out. The first thing I had to do with these sleeping bags was put in a little restoration work. I soaked and scrubbed them, then rinsed them in a clean trash can, stirring them around like a washing machine, trying to wash years of dust from my pop's workshop out of the fabric. And after all that, my first real memory with these new sleeping bags isn't a camping trip. It's a huge, disgusting black spider crawling out of one, landing on my lap, and then trying to crawl into my pants.
Golden hour, sun is low. Got the top down, driving slow. Yet this feeling takes control. With you right here, soothe my soul. Ooh, this summer breeze, just you and me, riding on this wave of ecstasy. Yeah, you got that something I can't define. So wanna make this moment mine. Ooh, yeah. Just like that. Summer feeling so slow and easy.
Everywhere I go, I just see so much danger. I hope that Turt is doing okay. He had such a hard morning, you know? Getting picked up in the middle of the road, no idea where he was so discombobulated. He was so scared he hid in his shell for hours.
I was sitting outside, trying to decide where I wanted to watch the sunset from. My parents invited me on a boat ride with my uncle, and it just felt like the perfect place to end the day.
I've been lost in the dark. Now I'm glowing in your light. Watch the weary hearts awake. Watch the searching come alive. Every shadow starts to fade. By your grace you light this place. I've been battling my doubts. Now I'm watching spirits change. Miracles, miracles, I see them in your name.